opening of the border. I think
during a panel discussion on NBC's COVID-19 update program, panelists noted that the recovery of the tourism sector from the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic remains a challenge that needs to be addressed urgently.
There are jobs that have been at stake currently, and we have also, for instance, our conservancies, and these conservancies are the ones that are keeping our wildlife. We've had to maintain those employees, more than 5,000 those conservancies, because they have no income anymore, because more than 85% or more of their income comes from clients from outside, whether it comes for trophy hunting or tourists for their lodges. So they rely now on the government.
Somewhere along the line, need to figure out a way on how all of those people who are currently losing their jobs, how we can get them back into an economic environment where they earn a living and where they actually make business. And that is where discussions that are currently ongoing are so vitally important, that we figure out a way on who's the market that we're going to open up to, which has the biggest potential impact when we open up, with the least potential risk, and under what protocols are we going to allow people here.
As we go along this way, we have to try to look at the reality that is facing us. And as we draw comparisons with other countries, for whichever scenario, we must factor in our current reality, the infrastructure, and our ability to respond, our vulnerabilities. They are not the same with other countries. That's one.
As the sector's contribution to the economy came to a standstill, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism is working on a recovery plan.
We had a lot of discussions to sort of understand also what's the government's position on this. That's why we had involved Ministry of Home Affairs, and we had discussions with Ministry of International Relations and Cooperations to basically understand the appetite of government if we make such proposal, whether that will be welcome, which indeed finally has now been realized. So now the work is that we have to do that consultations to come up with proposals in terms of protocols.
The sector is expected to finalize the last draft of the tourism recovery plan by next week. July Nafuka, NBC News, Buntuk.